Hi guys, and welcome back to Chris's Couch Corner. Thank you for joining us today. So in today's video, and I've mentioned it in another video a couple of days ago, for the fact of I made all of these videos today because I'm wearing the same shirt. Excuse me. Caleb had his second therapy appointment this morning at 9:45, and today is, I don't have on my watch, on January the 23rd. And like I said, he had his second therapy appointment. Originally, we had discussed in our first therapy appointment with her that we would go in, considering she's like 30 minutes down the road. She's like the next major town over, which is practically where all of his doctors are at for the majority of it. But due to the weather, the snow, it just wasn't very safe to be quite out on the road yet. So they called me yesterday and asked if we could make it a virtual appointment this time, which of course I was fine with. The in-person was kind of her idea, and that's something that she prefers to do, so she can have that one-on-one time with them with no distractions or anything like that. So excuse me. So anyhow, just due to the weather, they changed it to a virtual. So we had that this morning, and it went pretty good. Me and her talked for a little bit, and then I ended up going into the room with Elena, shutting up the door, and Caleb stayed in the living room and talked with her. They were talking about the issues that I was telling her I was having with him being just kind of downright hateful, you know, and he has been. I can tell him that he needs to put up his blocks so he can eat. He'll be sitting there saying, "Mommy, I'm hungry. I'm starving. I'm dying of starvation." Okay, bud, well, let's put up your blocks. No, I don't want to put up. Well, you can't have it both ways. You can't be playing with your blocks and eating at the same time. You have to put up your blocks so you can eat. And he'll sit there and just throw a temper tantrum because of, I'm telling him to put up his blocks so he can eat. Okay, well, you don't want to put your blocks? Okay, then you can't eat. Oh, but I'm starving. Well, again, you can't have it both ways. You have to pick one. He'll be sitting on the couch, getting, where, he's plummeting, he's kicking in, he's getting tired, he's kind of sort of falling asleep on the couch, and he'll be like, "Mommy, I'm tired." Okay, baby, well, why don't you go ahead, go get dressed for bed, and then we'll read and we'll actually go to bed. "No, I don't want to get dressed. I don't want to go to bed." Well, baby, you just said you were tired and ready to go to sleep. "No, I'm not gonna." Okay. Well, it's kind of time for you to get dressed for bed anyhow. So, and I've been videoing him or recording him do some of these temper tantrums, so she can have a better idea of what it is I'm trying to tell her that he's doing. For me, it's just easier to actually watch the video versus trying to explain it to her. As where if she watches the videos, she can see exactly what he's doing, how he's acting. That way she can have a better idea on how to help us conquer this issue. Also, he's been talking very, very much. And I know that has to do with the ADHD. He also does get it from me. I am quite the talker, if y'all have not noticed. But, and when I was younger, a lot worse. So I know that he gets it honestly from me as well as the ADHD. But his teacher is coming to me saying the talking is getting worse. He's getting to where he's not really listening to her too much. when she asked him to stop talking and, well, now is not the time to talk. We can talk in a little bit, but not right now because, we have to do this, we have to do that. He's pretty much becoming a distraction at school with the other kids because he's constantly talking. Just talking in general and then talking to them, distracting them so they can't finish their schoolwork. And so, I did, I was telling her some of that today, and of course she was talking to him about what he could do. She's trying to teach him / help me teach him that give him different activities. Okay, let him play with his blocks. That is a quiet activity. And when it's a quiet activity, that's when you sit down and you're quiet. And then she suggested doing a couple of other things that would be more of an activity that he can talk with or, talk through. On days like today when they can't really go outside because of it being too cold or whatever, it's raining, she said throw something on the TV, like some type of video of kids doing yoga or like a little dance party, exercising or something like that. Let them follow along in the video, and with something like that they can kind of talk and be a little bit more active, try to get their energy out. She pretty much was just saying with the different activities that we have them do all throughout the day, try to help him distinguish the difference between a talking activity or a quiet activity. So he's actually done pretty good. He's been practically playing with his blocks since the appointment this morning. He's been doing pretty good. I've had to tell him a few times to remember what Dr. R said. And he's like, oh, yeah, this is a quiet activity. I can't talk. And also the trying to control his emotions and his anger. It's a little bit dark. And so the whole breathe in through your nose and out your mouth to help kind of calm him down. He did have a little mishap earlier with the food because what they wanted for lunch I could not make them because I just did not have the ingredients, and so he was not very happy about that, but we made it through it. He had a little cry session, but other than that he did really good. Oops, I dropped my pen. So I'm trying to, and she also talked to me because I told her, I said, look, this stuff aggravates me. And I go from calm to, in seconds, just like him. And so she kind of gave me some pointers and talked to me about some things to try to have me implement. And, so we're going to, we will get through this. The main thing is just being consistent with what we tell him, being consistent with the disciplines. She was very adamant about being consistent with what we get on to him about and how we discipline him. And so that is a talk I will have to have with the line. And she did set up for our next 3 appointments. She wants to see him kind of every 2 weeks. And now we had one last month, and then we are only having one. We had one in December. We're having one in January. And then one in February. And then because she was already kind of booked up, starting in March, she's going to want to see him every 2 weeks. Just to kind of get him kind of back on track. Now, the old therapist did do the same thing of having one every 2 weeks. It's just, we had to give it time for us to really get in with her with the scheduling and all of that. Because we kind of came to her at a point to where she already had, her schedule was kind of full. So now she's able to kind of add us into where we can do, that way we can do it every 2 weeks like we're supposed to. So anyhow, today was the 23rd. So we had our appointment with her. And then our next appointment with her is February the 25th, which is on a Tuesday. That one will be in person at her office. And that one is at 9:45. And then our next appointments with her, both of them are going to be in March. March the 11th and March the 25th. And then, of course, April, we should have 2 with her in April as well. They do not really have any, really the only appointment that we have going on right now will be February the 14th, which is, that's going to be our appointment with Dr. K. Which we had an appointment with her on January 17th. Not much really changed. She did go up on his medication. He has now taken 10 milligrams of Adderall in the morning and 10 in the afternoon. And then she went up a little bit on the afternoon booster, but she didn't want to do too much because she doesn't know exactly how it's going to affect his sleep. So she kind of gave me a little bit of leeway to kind of play around with it, so to speak. Like she said, okay, let's up it to, like a whole pill. Because right now, not a whole pill. Because he was already taking like a whole pill, like a pill and a half. Like the 7 in the afternoon. That might be too much. He might not sleep. So we might have to go back down to the 5. So she did kind of give me that leeway. She said, try going up on it. If it affects his sleep, then of course go back down. So we're going to start working on that. Right now, it's not really working. It's not really making a difference with sleep or just his attitude in the afternoon anyhow. So I don't know. I will need to call the school and let the school know. I do not know if they will need an updated permission slip from her to give him more, or if they can just look at the bottle, because I don't know. The new bottle will have the fact that it is 10 milligrams twice a day. So I don't know. I will need to call the school tomorrow and actually talk to them and let them know what she has changed. But other than that, nothing really changed. She didn't go up on anything else. The only other thing that we talked about is the fact of this Adderall is not the right medicine for Caleb, and that the second he turns 6, she will be trying him on some different types of medicine to see if those will help him more and better than what the Adderall is right now, because it's unfortunately it's not the right medicine for him. It doesn't help him like he needs it to. So when he turns 6, we will have more options with medication. And so she did say that this is definitely not the right one for him. And that whenever he turns 6, we will be trying something else to see if we can find something that helps him better than what the Adderall is now. So, Also, she did say that some of the other issues that I was having, the therapist will be able to help with, or should be able to help with. And she was extremely excited when we were talking about the therapist. So we talked about the new therapist for a moment. And so she gave me an idea of what to expect and the things that the therapist should be able to help me with and help him with. So, but other than that, that appointment with Dr. K did really, really good. The one with Dr. R this morning went very well. So, hopefully we are on the road to improvement for myself as well as for Caleb and the whole family and for the school. I will also have to talk to his teacher about the things that the therapist told me, and anything in the future that the therapist might say, to try to help him not be a distraction at school. So hopefully we are on the right road and we are going in the right direction, and we can get to a place to where we are very good, to where we're not having so many issues. So I know that would make me feel better. That would help literally everyone feel much better. So, so with that being said, we are off for this video, and I can't tell you exactly what time it is because I forgot to clear the microwave. It is 2:19, so it won't be too awful long before Elena wakes up from her nap. And this was the last video that I needed to make for today. The other videos on my list is videos that I already have on the computer. It's just reminding me to make those videos, to edit them and all of that stuff. So that's kind of like my list for today. I've done my video list for today. So I'm going to get off of here and try to figure out what we're going to do for dinner, because I don't know. And also I need to try to work out a little bit before Elena wakes up, because Elena really likes doing it with me, and it's probably not the best for her to do it. So I try to do it when she's not particularly around. And the reason being, it's one of those vibration plates from TikTok that, you see all over TikTok. And in the instructions, it actually says keep away from kids. It could be because it's electricity, but I also don't want, since it vibrates very hard, so I don't want to, I don't want it to mess something up. So if I do let her do it, it's only for 2 or 3 seconds, literally just a couple of seconds, because there is a timer on the screen. So I'll let her do it for 2 or 3 seconds and then be like, okay, you're done, and she's happy. But I don't want to let her do it all the time. So Caleb actually hasn't done it at all. He has I don't think he wants to. He's just like, oh, okay, Mommy, you're shaking the house. So I need to go ahead and do that, because over this little snow break that we've had, I've not really done it. I've not been consistent with it over the last several days, due to just our schedule being completely thrown off due to the weather. So I need to get back on track and doing that. So I need to do that before she gets up. So with that being said, we were off, and we will see you guys in the next video.